according to the State of the Global Climate Report, average surface temperatures hit 1.45 degrees above pre-industrial levels last year, which is only just below the 1.5 degree threshold that scientists believe will result in even more climate chaos. More than 90% of the world's oceans experienced a marine heatwave at some point last year, with serious impacts expected on coral reefs. And the ice covering Antarctica's coastal sea shrank by an area equivalent to the size of France and Germany in just 1 year. But the report also said that the rapid rollout of renewable energy offers a glimmer of hope, as capacity increased by 50% last year, which is the fastest rise in 2 decades. Our science correspondent Thomas Moore is with me now. Thomas, how concerning overall are these figures?
It's the pace and the scale which has really surprised climate scientists. This is a year where records just tumbled one after the other, both on land and at sea. The impact of that then translating into melting ice, struggling coral reefs and human populations too. 1.7 million people displaced by tropical cyclone Mocha in the Bay of Bengal, for example, one of the strongest cyclones seen there last May. Then you've got drought, flood in the Horn of Africa, both coming one after the other, which is increasing food insecurity around the world. And this is a real developing trend, because as temperatures rise, then crops don't grow so well. If there's drought or flood at the same time, that adds to the pressure. So people are going hungry now as a result of the growing climate crisis. And that will continue. And the report is very clear that the cost of inaction is far greater than actually doing something about it, in terms of losses with insurance and, of course, adaptation to a more hostile climate in the future. So it's really a message to policymakers that they need to double down on efforts to transition away from fossil fuels rather than leaving us in the business-as-usual economy.
And of course, as always with climate change, it tends to be the less developed economies and countries that are the worst affected, yet they are the ones that disproportionately produce less of the emissions that it's believed cause this climate change.
Absolutely right, and that is a real tension that is at the heart of the climate negotiations, that poorer countries say it's just not fair, that they are suffering just as much as richer countries when they have so little to do with the current developing climate crisis. And they are saying that we do need more climate finance to help us to adapt to rising sea levels that could swamp us, drown us if they're island states and so on. So that is something the world is going to have to get around, because this report really shows that the climate crisis is just taking off.